Hi, my name is Jenna DeYoung. I'm a recent graduate from Hope College. I received my degree in early childhood education, and I'm excited to be able to tell you a little bit more about me right now. Let me just open this up and share it. So, like I said, I'm a recent graduate from Hope College. So, at Hope, I had the opportunity to be involved in a lot of diverse experiences. So, diverse socioeconomic classrooms, diverse learning needs, diverse ethnicities, special needs, and it really helped me become a more well rounded teacher. And it helped me utilize the resources I had to make my students successful. While I was student teaching this past spring, I had a class of pretty diverse learners. I had some high flyers, some that needed more support, the whole range. I think back to one day when we were just doing, it was a Friday, and we were doing dictation, and I noticed that one of my students was struggling behind as everyone else had turned theirs in. And I went over there to talk to the student, and the student was crying, and they were still in the first one. And I talked to the student, and they felt like they couldn't move on because it had to be perfect. So me and the student took some deep breaths, we calmed down a bit, and I told the student what I tell a lot of my students, which is do your best, forget the rest. I don't by any means expect perfection from any of my students, especially at this level. I just want to see their best work and what they're capable of. I also gave the student a little tool to help them with CBC words. It just helped them tap it out, and I showed the student how to use it. And then I sent them on their way. We worked on it a few times the next week. By the time we got to dictation the next week, the student was able to work at a faster pace. They felt more confident. And I was so proud of them. They were so proud of themselves. And I want to be the teacher that can create that supportive environment, a positive place for the student to learn, and also just provide them the resources they need. Which is a lot of the reasons why I want to work at East Grand Rapids, because we have similar goals and ideas in mind and what should happen in the classroom. We both cherish that each student have unique strengths. I think this is an especially important goal, especially at early childhood, lower elementary, because they're still discovering so much about themselves. That discovering their strengths and having unique strengths is something that needs to be fostered in a safe and positive classroom environment. This is something I would love to be a part of. I believe that every student can be successful. Like I was talking about with my student, that student could be successful. They needed the encouragement and they needed some resources to help them do that. It's on the teacher as much as it's on the student that each student can be successful. I'm a strong believer in lifelong learners. I want to instill this into my students. I want them to be excited to learn, and I really think this happens on day one of school, and I really want to keep it going. I love learning, and I hope my students love learning too. One of my favorite things to do to help instill these goals into my students is reading this book, Ish. It's by Peter Reynolds, and it is one of my favorite children's books. It has an amazing message. It sets up an incredible classroom culture. It helps create a positive environment that students know that they only have to do their best work and it doesn't have to be perfect. It takes off this pressure of perfection, and I just want them to perform their best, even if it's hard. A lot of times in lower elementary, students will say, I can't do it, it's too hard, something along the lines of that. Well, can you do it ish? After reading this book, they know what it means. We talk about it. So I can't draw a dog, it's too hard. Can you draw a dog-ish? We talk about what that means. It doesn't have to be perfect, we just try. I think I would be an amazing candidate for East Grand Rapids, and I think I would best fit this position for a few reasons. One, I am eager to help out and I am eager to get involved. I'm also really eager to learn new things and ask people for advice and opinions, as well as adding my own creative spin on it. I think one of my biggest strengths is that I am an effective communicator, which I think will greatly benefit me when communicating with staff and administration, whether it's communicating about my students' needs, my classroom, the resources I need. Overall, I also think it's really important when asking for help and being confident and able to do this. It's something I feel like I can do, especially as a first-year teacher. I feel strong in this. I think I will also be able to reach the high level of standards set forth by the district. I am confident I can get my students there and encourage them and make learning fun for them. And finally, I just have such a passion for teaching. I love working with kids and I have a heart for kids. I really do feel called to this career. Working with kids just brings a joy to my day that nothing else really can replace. And I would be honored to be considered for this position. Thank you so much.